Hi guys, it's Magic from Finding Magnificence in You, and this is Soul Talk. Getting to know yourself. If you've been following me for a while, you may have heard my story. If you're a new follower, I'm Magic. Um, we're gonna have a little talk. I'm gonna talk to you guys about, the journey of self-actualization and just getting to know yourself, the real you, and releasing these the false beliefs surrounded around yourself, or um, removing the false mask and just being the authentic version of yourself. So soul talk to me, I was just sitting here reflecting as usual. And soul talk to me is, that inner connectiveness you have with yourself. I don't know if you're anything like me. I talk to myself a lot. I'm always talking to myself. I'm always reflecting and communicating with myself and expressing with myself and feeling by myself. At the end of the day, you're always going to have you. Hi, everybody. How are you guys doing? Marina, Zoe, hey. Right? After everything is said and done, after everybody's gone, it's just you. And I think the problem is we stopped listening to our soul. We started listening to society and people and books and religion and friends, and we started to listen to the ego, and we started to let the many plethora of thoughts confuse us. We forgot to listen to our soul, right? Our soul talks to us. I don't know about you, but my soul talks to me, right? So before I start the conversation, so my greedy butt just had I was doing good with watching what I eat. I had some breakfast, a late breakfast. Didn't take my energy, so I take energy here because it helps me to burn fat. It's clean energy. It gives me an energy boost. Um, it helps me to burn fat. It really does. It makes you hot. So it's really good to take this when you're about to work out, or if you don't mind. I wear a waist trainer during the day, so I like it. I like it because it actually helps me to burn. I could feel the burn. Also, I take resolution drops to curb my appetite. I'm bringing this up because I do sell these products. It's another business venture I started. If you're interested in weight loss, hit me up. This is what the NRG pill looks like. It's simple, doesn't taste like anything. It works really fast. What I love about it the most is I don't get jitters. I don't like getting jitters. That's one thing about me taking supplements. I already don't like taking supplements, but I don't like feeling jittery or crashing. So you don't crash, you don't get jitters. The only thing that I would say that you would feel is heat. You get warm. So let's talk. Soul talk. So you guys, I like when you guys interact in the chat. I like when you guys put questions in or just, tell me your story. So feel free to do that today. I know a lot of us are trying to get to know ourselves like all over again, right? Especially if you're 30 plus years old, you have gone through a Saturn return or you're in it, and you are already in this mindset of trying to figure yourself out or your life out, right? And part of figuring out your life is figuring out what you want, right? What fulfills you, what motivates you, what moves you, right? I think about the things that move me, negative and positive, but I think about the things that move me, what motivates me, what brings me joy. And I do reflect also on the things that bring me sadness as well. Why am I bringing this up? Because a lot of us have been in a state of stagnation. A lot of us been asking why. Why did I have to go through that? Or why is this happening? Or why am I here? And why is this not coming? Or why can't I have these things, right? A lot of you guys are in this place in your life where you may not feel quite satisfied. Okay, so thank you for sharing. You've been in toxic relationships. Now tell me what, if you can just think for a couple of seconds on something that you feel like your soul's been trying to tell you, what do you think that would be? What do you think that would be? Right? For me, I've been in toxic relationships too. And one thing I could tell you is when I was in the relationships, right? And if you haven't liked the chat, please like the chat, by the way. I know sometimes we could just, we forget. Um, I'm taking two of these. You put it under your tongue and then you swallow it. You leave it under your tongue for like 30 seconds. But I remember when I was married, I remember feeling extremely alone. Like I was always alone. I felt alone, ignored, neglected. And I remember one night, because I was stagnant. I remember I had a job, I was going to school, but I remember one night I was laying on the bed and I remember feeling my soul communicate with me. It was a longing. I felt a longing for something that I didn't know what it was. I couldn't comprehend it at the time. But I was laying in bed and I had an epiphany. The reason I felt this extreme loneliness is because my soul was longing for me to connect with it. I always thought it was, because my husband's always working and even when I had my son, he was little, I just felt alone. My parents was here. My mom was still alive at the time. I have family. I just always felt alone and I didn't understand why I always felt lonely. And it's because I wasn't communicating. I wasn't communing. I wasn't in communion with, I wasn't connected to myself, my inner self, my soul, the voice within. We give it so many different names. We say intuition, that could be, we say all kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, your soul is what calls out to you and moves you to do things and makes you feel certain things. That's just me. That's how I feel. And I felt like when I started to actually take the time to go within, I started to understand me better as a person. I started to have many awakenings. I went through my first major ascension with um, being traumatized. I mean, I've gone through one prior to this big thing that happened to me. I got um, I was stagnant, right? Because I told you guys I was married, I was stagnant, I was alone, I was unhappy, I was unfulfilled. I was not experiencing life and enjoying my life. I wasn't playful. My inner child was literally screaming out. And I think the inner child is the soul. That's my opinion. Screaming out like I'm suffocating. I felt like I was suffocating. Like I couldn't breathe. You know what song was really the song that I used to play on repeat all the time at the time was Jennifer Hudson's song. I played that song a lot. No, actually that song came after, but that song came to mind. Invisible. I felt invisible, but I used to play that song on repeat. But this was before that song came out. But I felt like that song, if that makes sense. If you guys know the song, um, feels like I'm not here. It feels like I don't even matter. Um, I Gotta Live Myself for Me. I don't know the words, but it's Invisible by Jennifer Hudson. So if you know it, that's how I felt. But anyways, so what happened was it took a major traumatizing event in my life to get me to move, to leave, to take action. It took me losing my mother. My mother passed away in the winter of 2006, January 28th to be exact. She passed away. And that was one of the most traumatizing experiences of my life. And that experience spiraled me into a new phase. It pushed me. I struggled with making a decision, but it pushed me to finally take action and leave. And I left my husband in, my mom died in January. I left my husband in July. I closed the lease to my new condo. I bought a home for me and my son. And my little sister at the time was staying with me. I bought a home and I left them. But it took my mom passing away for me to be able to do that. So I'm talking about these things, and I know I'm kind of jumping around a little bit. Hey. Because sometimes when we don't listen to our souls, things happen. Because I know sometimes we ask, why? Why? Do you know how many times I asked why my mom was taken away from me? I mourned her death for like 5 years straight. I still mourn. I still cry, I still cry. If she didn't die, I wouldn't have left him. That's a harsh reality for me. She didn't die, I wouldn't be able to leave him. Financially, I wouldn't be able to. So I wouldn't have the strength to. It's so funny, in my weakness, in the weakest moments of my life, in the moments of my life where I felt completely lost and abandoned, is where I found my strength. Yeah, that's a big one, Zoe. Something happens to yeah. So it's we go through these things, and sometimes it's uncomprehensible. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. It's like you cannot comprehend. You just can't. Your human brain, your human psyche cannot comprehend the universe's plan. You can't. And trust me, I've pondered, and I've spent hours and hours of listening to hundreds of hours of lectures. I've spent a lot of time in meditation, believe it or not. I'm lazy as fuck right now. Back in the day when I didn't even like, I wasn't even like in this woke community or the state I am now. I was always cognizant. I was always, alone, and I had time to connect. And as I started to connect, I started to learn myself. I started to understand who I am. It took some time. Because when you first come into this world, think about it as you just being having amnesia, right? You're little, you don't anticipate, you don't see the vastness and the expanse in front of you, which is called life. You don't understand the many probabilities for things to happen in your life. You don't understand the choices you make and how they steer your life, and you don't understand that how fear and how people can impact you. You don't understand because children don't have the weight of the world on them. They don't need to understand. All they know is just the moment, right? Just living in the moment and enjoying and having their parents there. And unfortunately, we have children that don't have the luxury of having parents or having a childhood, But once we start to mature and go into adolescence and then go into adulthood, we start to understand, we start to see, we start to feel the weight of things, and we start to feel the denseness of being human. We start to feel the other side of the experience, right? Because the side of the one part of the experience is bliss, is fulfillment, is happy moments, it's laughter, it's joy, it's your favorite movie, it's ice cream, your favorite song on the radio, it's giggling and laughing uncontrollably, or being silly and taking a swim and going to the beach and just wearing your favorite outfit or smelling your favorite perfume. Moments, right? There's beautiful moments, but then the other side of the coin is those moments that hurt, those moments that are agonizing, and the suffering and just the pain and the loneliness, being alone, being disconnected. Throughout all this, your soul's speaking to you, right? Because something is moving you. And this is why I'm always saying, go with what moves you. If you've had a private reading and you've asked a question about my career or business, I'm always going to say, go with what moves you, drives you to do something. And sometimes we are motivated and we've been so conditioned to believe that we must do things a certain way based on society, or based on my parents, or based on my religion, or based on the color of my skin. I got to be a certain way. I got to look a certain way because social media said so, because the music video said so, and the media and the news said so. But their soul is also saying something to you. And the universe is wanting us to understand that there needs to be an ending of ignoring. So we have completion. I like the fact that this butterfly is here. I posted on my Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, the link is in the description. I posted this funny meme that I found. And some people say Mimi, but it's meme. And she posted a caterpillar going through its transitions, right? It's cocoon stage, and then it's this being in this chrysalis stage. I don't know if you can see the words, but the first one says, "Fuck this shit. I'm going within." And the second one says, "Oh shit, this hurts." And the third one says, "What the fuck is happening to me?" And the fourth one says, "I am beautiful as fuck." And then the fourth one, the last one, the actual butterfly says, I'm free, bitches. I thought that was very interesting because I think that that's what the journey feels like, right? It feels like a transformation, a metamorphosis of self. And in this process, there's a guidance. There's you're not alone because your soul speaks to you. Wow, sorry to hear that, Barbara. I know that must have been very difficult. And I know that you've asked God, why? Why like that? I asked God, I was mad. I was angry. I said, God, why would you let her die alone? My mom died alone. She had a heart attack. She was by herself, and I wasn't there. No one was there. And I felt angry because of that. But that afforded me the ability to move from a very toxic, suffocating relationship where I was completely neglected, completely deprived of the nourishment and love I deserved. Would I trade me suffering to have my mom? Yeah, I would. But it had to happen for me to get to where I am now. Cycles. Spirit is saying that everything has its expiration date. And I know that sounds a little bit harsh, but it is true, Bottom of the deck, Epiphany, breakthrough. And I talked about my breakthrough, and a lot of you talked about your breakthrough, or you're thinking about your breakthrough. Something had to die, something had to end, something had to be lost. Am I wrong? If you can think back on one of your breakthroughs, something died, something ended, something was lost. Please share. Your soul wants to talk about these things because you've been stuck at this crossroad, not knowing where to go. And here's it. Here it is. Soul talk. I've been talking to you. I've been consoling you. I've been there with you. Whatever you want to label the soul as, was we talk about spirit being a spiritual being. We talk about soul. We talk about the flesh. For me, I must see if I could find a technical definition of the soul, right? But at the core of what I'm trying to convey to you guys is the real you, the soul you wants you to remember who you are, what you are. You are a soul that is burning with desire, a desire to experience life. Don't worry about the words, but the soul is fire. It's a spark, and it is burning with desire and passion to pursue your passions, to be able to experience both sides of the coin. By the way, both sides of the coin, the good and the bad. We live in a dualistic reality. Your soul has a desire to experience, because these experiences are what give us these epiphanies and breakthroughs. And as we have them, we make decisions. And as we make these decisions, it's guiding us or helping us to activate the higher self. Okay. So lately, me and my soul has been in communion, and I've been thinking a lot about feeling alone. How I could be in a room of people and always feel like I don't belong or I'm alone somehow. Right? Your soul keeps telling you not to give up. Right? You take the time to just be still. That's when you hear. Have you ever been in between sleep? You ever been laying on your bed and you're kind of like dozing off? Have you ever heard voices like clear as day? Some people haven't had that experience, but I have. I've heard different voices, women, men. My cousin, she she hears her guides, their voices. They'll tell her to do stuff. They'll tell her, go get this, make this, do this. Like they give her instructions. She hears it clear as day, like someone's talking to her. Sometimes I hear, because when I sleep, I'm very lucid. So as I sleep, as I'm engaged in a dream, I'm also communing. I'm like talking to myself. So I will have a dream, and then I would just be like, I wonder why that happened. Or I'll say something and I'll just be like, oh, I got to remember that when I wake up. Like I'm literally having a conversation, because sometimes I'll have a dream and then I'll just be like, and something will come to me and answer. For some of you guys, you get them through your dreams. Some of you guys, you wide awake. Some of you guys is in a state of meditation or reflection. This is where these epiphanies come through. They come through in different forms. But have you ever been in between sleep? Like, just in that in-between state where you can hear your own voice speak to you? Soul talk. Your soul talks to you. Your guides talk to you too. How do you know the difference? Right? Because somebody's wondering. I picked that up. How you know the difference is usually your soul sounds like you. Usually when you hear your own voice in your head, that's you. Okay. You hear a different voice like a man, and you're not a man, it's not you. It's just a guide or an ancestor. I don't know, a ghost. But I've been in communion with my soul, and I've just been thinking, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why do I feel so alone? Why do I feel like I'm being, pushed in a corner by the universe? Sometimes I get mad and I yell at the universe. It's the soul or psyche. And it says to breathe. comprises the mental abilities of a living being: reason, character, feeling, consciousness, memory, perception, thinking. Depending on the philosophical system, a soul can be either mortal or immortal. And I feel like the soul is immortal. That's me personally. Soul doesn't die. Your eternal nature is immortal. It doesn't die. It doesn't expire. The body does, but not the soul. Yeah, your thoughts, your feelings, your character, your consciousness, your memory, your perceptions, your thinking, your psyche, that inner voice, the intuition, all of that. That's, for me, soul talk. I feel like there is the higher self, higher consciousness of you, right? Outside of your physical body. And I do believe that the brain and the mind are two different entities, right? And that's something else. And actually, as I bring that point up, I have this book. It's super old, but it's a great book. It's called Supermind by Barbara Moore, how consciousness is separate from the physical body. So when we talk about the brain and the mind, we're talking about consciousness, the mind. This is a good book, Barbara Brown. I don't know if you'll be able to find it because it's super duper old. She wrote this book, and when was this printed? Ooh, I know it's super old. I got it from a thrift store. I used to go to the library and get books that they would have on sale for $1. So if you guys are looking for books, go to your local library. They usually have books on sale. It's been rained on. It's been in storage. I don't know. I don't know when it was published, but that doesn't matter. At the end of the day, she's a doctor, by the way. She's a she's a psychologist. At the end of the day, the soul is an entity that motivates and moves you and drives you. It's the inner, the parts of you, that the authentic part of you that wants to experience and wants to connect with you so that you can have the best experience while you are in human form. And I'm getting a nudge to pick up this deck because this deck will explain what I'm trying to say. I'm probably not articulating it properly, but it's okay because I'm not a perfectionist. I'm learning not to always try to be perfect. I'm learning to let shit flow and let things be, and to be who I am, not to, I'm not gonna always sound perfect, be perfect, have the perfect readings, but I am gonna always be authentic. That I could guarantee you guys. Absolutely. Where is one of my favorite decks? Where are you? Where are you? Romeo, where are you, Romeo? Where is my Starseed Oracle deck? That is crazy. Where is my Starseed Oracle deck? It's missing, you guys. I wanted to pull a card from the Starseed Oracle deck because that deck talks a lot about what I'm talking about right now, about needing to get connected and needing to listen to your soul, letting your soul speak and listening to what it has to say. I remember one time my little voice started going crazy as I was in traffic. It kept telling me to look really excited. And sure enough, the guy I had a major crush on was coming off the highway. Oh, wow. That's so sweet. I love the fact that you call it your little voice, the inner child. That's what they refer to, I mean, these are labels. You know what I mean? We have self-worth coming out. A lot of stuff is coming out. So the soul is wanting to talk about worth with you guys right now. Give me a second, you guys. I gotta go look for my I found it. I have my water heater in my closet, and it was like all in the back of the water heater, and I found cards back there. What the hell? I've been doing readings with cards missing. I mean, this must have happened last night because I usually have the cards. I usually pack my cards up every night, but here's this deck. It's called the Starcy Oracle deck. You guys seen this? So yeah, so we have to start really communing with ourselves and going into this deep reflective mode to really understand who we are, getting to know you, the authentic you, right? The you that wants to reflect self-worth and the divinity that is you, the beauty that is you, right? Feeling good enough is what I heard. Feeling good enough. Your soul says, tell her she's good enough. Tell him he's good enough. She's good. You're good enough. Just be you. You're good enough. Tell me something about the soul, Starcy Oracle deck. Yeah, weight of the world and star baiting. Yeah, that makes sense here. Oh, I like this card a lot. You're not for everyone. That's what your soul wants you to know. You're not for everyone. It says, embrace your weirdness, face your true north. You're not for everyone. It says, weight of the world. It says, boundaries, let go. It is not yours to carry. Your soul says you are carrying a burden and you're weighing yourself down because of it. She's floating in this beautiful water, sparkling water, and this is about letting things flow, flowing with the ebbs and the flow of life and the cycles that come in and out of your experience. Just going with the flow. And then the next card says star bathing. It's so interesting because doesn't he look like he's bathing in this water? And doesn't she look like she's bathing? Right? So there's some symbolic meaning behind this. It says light body, crystal grid transmission. And I like the word transmission because that is about communicating or transmitting data, right, from one thing to the other. And it's so interesting that the star bathing card is coming out because I read it before. But there's a point that I want to read from the book, and it says, this card commonly arises because you're here to connect with the crystalline grid of Earth, either in your hometown or by traveling to other places. That's all I want to read. So this is to answer the question why. Many of you guys, Starseeds, have come to Earth at this time to help shift the planet vibrationally, to activate the ancient codes of wisdom that humanity has forgotten. And all of that information is stored in the crystalline grid. If you pull this card, you may be called to begin working with the stars in the crystalline grid of Earth. Some people believe that the crystalline grid of Earth anchors divine cosmic frequencies onto the planet. You may be guided to journey to particular places on the Earth to unlock these cosmic codes with your presence. And this is what this is talking about. Because we have activation on both of these cards. So your purpose is to activate and to be in certain locations and to have certain experience. Because as you start to activate and ascend higher in your consciousness, your vibration alone helps the collective and the planet during this ascension process. You're saying all this weight on your shoulders that you're carrying. Oh, wow. It says it also could mean that your light body, the energy body in its higher form, the soul. I'm going to read that one more time. It also can mean that your light body, the energy body in its highest form, which I call the soul, is being activated. If this resonates, take things extra slow in order to integrate this change of vibration. I feel like there is a soul activation taking place. I feel like these experiences were to activate the soul, then you started to communicate, you started to connect. And as you connect with your higher self, your light body, higher consciousness, whatever label you want to give it, you have been pushed to do different things, to move to different locations, to connect with different people. And as you're having all these experiences and epiphanies and breakthroughs and making these decisions and traveling and all that jazz, you are ascending to a higher version of yourself because you are connecting back to the soul, that light body, that beautiful part of you that never dies, never expires, never perishes. Tell me about like start bathing. Yeah, and it is also activating you to release baggage, disharmony. So the baggage is all the stuff that you took on during your many reincarnations. So they're saying that the reason why your soul's talking to you or you need to commune with your soul is so that you can figure out what needs to go. You're carrying the weight of the world or a heavy burden, and it's bogging you down. Your light body doesn't need to be carrying all this density. That when you feel dense, what it does is it anchors you in the 3D. You're not going to be able to ascend into the so-called 5D, whatever, when you're too dense, right? I have my own idea about that. And then we have divine timing. So they're saying that this took time, or the experiences you've been through took a lot of time because they help you to grow and to get more connected so that you can. It's like now, for me, the only way I could explain it is now me, the person I am now, is the more authentic version of me because I'm not the version of myself that needed to be a certain way to be liked. I'm not the version of myself that thought that I had to believe a certain thing to be accepted. I'm not the version of myself that thought that I had to stay with my husband, to be happy. Do you understand what I'm saying? As you grow and mature and have these experiences, you start to connect with the truest, authentic version of you. Not only will you radiate from within, but that you speak from your soul space. You speak with such a high reverence of yourself, devotion to yourself. You are, this is that purest form of self-love. Yeah, you must be you authentically. You're not for everybody. They don't want you to be like everybody. They don't want you to try to fit in or believe everything that everybody believes or eat everything that everybody else is eating or dressing it like everybody else is dressing. They want you to be you. And look what came out, the great severing. This is that Martian energy, Mars, anger, conflict, softening to love, softening you. That hard exterior, that hardness, because your experience, what they do, that the experiences harden you. They harden your heart. They cause you to close your heart. They cause you to not want to love, not want to trust people, not want to trust or believe in humanity. They want you to believe that there's separation because of the skin color of your skin. They want you to believe that there's separation because of your gender, or there's separation because you don't believe in the same God as I believe, or you may have a different viewpoint on spirituality. They want you to believe everything that's not authentically coming from your own higher consciousness. We are to be sovereign. And to be sovereign means that I don't have to believe what you believe. And your truth doesn't necessarily mean it's my truth. So anyways, we need to start really moving differently, you guys. Like, I really want to be in a space in my life where I'm moving by the beat of my own drum, which I've been doing, but like for real, I'm moving by the beat of my own drum. Take it or leave it, love it or hate it, I don't give a damn. Right? Flaws and all. Yeah. Third chakra block. This is the soul. Plexus, solar, the soul, the seed. Listen, some of you guys need to talk to yourself, to your soul. Don't be ashamed of doing this. I do it all the time, see? Closed off, resistant. And you're closed off and resistant to people, change, experiences, pain. You're just closed off in general, guarded, resisting. There's a lack of there's a confident issue or courage issue. You feel powerless. What's interesting though, that this inner solar is showing up here, is that, you know what? I've been feeling these weird pains in my solar plexus. I don't know if you guys ever felt this sensation. Maybe not. You probably don't even know. But I've been having these weird dreams. It's so creepy, weird. It happens like once in a blue moon. See, it says solar plexus pain. I've been feeling a solar plexus pain. It says, what happens when your solar plexus is blocked? It says, you suffer from low self-esteem. It says, you have difficulty making decisions. It says, and you may have anger or control issues. Mars energy, anger. Do you see it? Yeah, you see it. When this solar plexus is balanced, you feel sturdy, you feel stabilized, you feel supportive. It's associated with Earth, so this means you got to ground yourself. When it's blocked, you feel a lot of fear. It's the action, right? It's a part of you that gets you to do things. It focuses on individual willpower, personal power, and commitment. And like I said, when it's blocked, low self-esteem, anger, control issues with making decisions. You may feel bad about yourself. It may be expressed as apathy, procrastination, or easily taken of it's, or you may feel easily taken advantage of. You'll notice some intestinal issues, gas, digestive issues when it's blocked as well. Okay, that's just a little tidbit. We're not. This is not structured at all. This is just a talk. We're just talking with each other. Hey, Shiju. Right. So, anyways, let's get some more messages. So we have family. They're trying to tell me about. They're talking about someone. I'm not even trying to pay attention to what they're saying because. Because I don't understand why they won't. Obviously, you guys, what does this? Now, this could be a father figure that created some sort of block within you. But the great severing is about cutting something off. Somebody is learning self-worth. There's a storyline behind these cards that are coming out as well. But I don't want to focus on that because I'm tired of that. I don't know about y'all. I'm tired about. They know that I'm in resistance to this energy. Girls and boys, I'm tired of dealing with other people. One thing about me I will say is, okay, so let me get back to the point that I was making about how my soul was longing and I was lonely and shit. Then when I started to communicate with my soul, I wasn't so lonely anymore. Why? Because I could talk to myself and answer myself. Shit. So that put me in a position to feel comfortable and being alone. And I've been comfortable, but now the universe and my spirit guides keep trying to get me to be friendly and stuff. So they won't leave me alone about that. So I do videos and I have clients and I talk to you guys, but they want me to talk to other people in real life. Anyways, hey, I'm a hermit. I like it. We have guilt, so sabotage. They're telling me about somebody, some masculine. You know how we're all going through the same situation. We got a masculine, blah blah blah. They're letting you know that karmic justice is coming. October the 1st, we have a harvest moon. So you are about to get a harvest because of all the shit you went through and these how many years you've been going through them. That's all good and dandy. So they're wanting you to know this, that you are going to have gifts, abundance, new seeds to plant. They want me to tell you guys this. They want me to keep reinforcing that things are going to get better, especially because this full moon on October 1st is going to bring in karmic justice, especially if you've been planting really good seeds. Now, if your seeds were bad, if you've been planting crusty, dusty seeds, that's on you. But the people that have been putting in the work, helping, being kind, giving, being selfless, donating, doing good things for people, being a good-hearted person, yeah, you about to get a little bit of a payoff, a little bit of a blessing, a beautiful blessing. It looks pretty good to me. So they're wanting to tell you that with this conversation we're having, that some of you guys are reflecting on all the shit you've been through and just kind of felt like for a moment, God damn, I've been through a lot for real, for real. And not all of you guys have that experience, but some people do. Some people have real hard lives. And I think we're oblivious to that. I think that sometimes we get so entitled or so oblivious to other people because we're so self-focused or distracted by something. We forget that, people out there are having the most horrendous experiences. Can you just take a moment to say thank you if you were able to wake up this morning? Do you know how many people don't have the luxury of having a roof over their head or clean water or a place to take a bath or a place to feel safe? Can we take a moment to just say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you that I did not have to go through an experience of sex trafficking or abuse or kidnapping or being impoverished to the point where it's just I don't even want to think about it. So, what they're saying is things are going to get better though. If you've been through a very hard life and you've been asking God, why? Why me? Why me? Why? Because you did something in the past life. But we'll talk about that in another reading. But other than that, yeah, because you probably didn't learn your lesson or because you kept perpetuating a cycle that needed to close, to come to an end, because a lot of different reasons that we won't ever understand. But they want you to know that in divine timing, you guys are going to reap the fruits of your labor. I posted the full moon equinox video. Springtime is going to be big for a lot of us, especially divine feminines, especially the divine feminines that have been putting in the work to heal, to come out of this energy of being guarded and resisting change. You are going to get the ones that have relinquished controls. They're being funny. Yeah, and tell them the ones that surrendered. Yeah, the ones that have surrendered. You guys are about to get, because they're trying to make you know that it's not going to be for all of y'all, because a lot of y'all ain't surrendered yet. But the ones that have, ooh, you're coming out of this darkness. Wow. This is what was at the bottom of the deck. So if you've been having a dark night of the soul, you're coming out of it. You're having your major, major, major breakthrough. And this breakthrough is going to be divinely guided and orchestrated. It's going to be around love, an offer. It's supposed to be really beautiful. Oh, okay, spirit. Okay, spirit. Because, I'm not trying to talk about twin flame today, healing. I don't know about y'all. I'm over the whole twin flame. Like right now, I don't want to talk about that. Oh, I have my CBD tea. This is the ISO tea with CBD in it, 10 milligrams of CBD. I had a whole bottle. This is what's left. It's better to take it at night because it gives you rest. It makes you very calm and it makes you sleepy. Me personally, it makes me sleepy, but I like to drink it at night. But that's just what was left over from last night. So if you're interested, if you have trouble sleeping or insomnia, please hit me up. Not only can you detox your gut, but you can also get a good night's rest. Shameless plug. But I don't know about y'all. I'm over the whole twin flame. But for the people that are still like enthusiastic about the whole twin flame journey, yeah, spring is going to be very, very beautiful for you guys. And, but sometime in the fall, you guys are going to get some sort of gift from the universe for all your hard work. This can come in different forms, of course. It's not going to be just love or money or jobs. It could be car, new house, windfall of money. It could be a lot of different things for a lot of different people. It could be a clean bill of health. It could be your business is growing. It could be you just elevating in all areas of your life in a way that you never thought you could. Wow. Girl. Wow, I don't even want to touch it. I don't even want to jinx it because my ass was being a Debbie Downer. Talking about, I don't care about the twin flame journey. Look at what they're going to give y'all. So this is card 34, which adds to a 7. And it says door to personal healing and happiness. So you're getting happiness. And this card talks about moving into a new home. Some of you guys are going to be moving in with your twin flame, living with your twin flame by that time, possibly getting married or engaged. But yeah, some of you guys are moving into a space of peace, calm, and serenity. That white dove is a symbol of peace. You have the rainbow. It's going to be so pretty, you guys. But in the meantime, in between time, I'm excited, but it's like, I feel like this whole twin flame journey has taken up a lot of my time and has brought in a lot of unnecessary pain that I know that I can't change, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, like, I'm not so consumed with the whole twin flame thing. I'm just over it. I'm just in a space in my life where I could live with or without the whole twin flame journey. Feel me? That's just me. But this is beautiful. So you do have a blessing coming in because of the hard work and the growth. Those seeds you planted in the past are going to grow. If it's not growing right now, trust me, it's going to grow. Keep working. Libra season is bringing in a lot of balance. So I'm happy about that. So what else do you want to talk about? So we're having soul talk, where our souls are communing with each other. Saturn is saying contracts, career, and commitments changes all around. Honest investigation is needed too, though, about something. Need to see something with a new, fresh pair of eyes. It could be talking to me. Don't focus on the things that didn't go the way I wanted. Don't focus on regret, blah, blah, blah. Don't focus on rejection, you guys. All of that is self-deception. They're saying that there is, like, so for example, today I was kind of, in my feelings about, my business and my YouTube channel. If you know. If you know, some of you guys are newer subscribers. When I first started my channel back May 28, 2017. No, 2018. I put a lot of work from then until now. I'm telling you, in 2019, I did so many readings, like literally my head, like I can't even calculate. I was doing live readings on the spot twice a day, most days. I was doing private readings, YouTube readings. Like if I could just add up all the free readings I gave out. I used to do free readings on Instagram. I used to do instant go readings. I worked my ass the fuck off, okay? To the point where I was exhausted, to the point where I had to take 3 months off because my body was so done, because I was working so hard. So I want to let you guys know that you watched that first video when I was talking about how my channel isn't growing. It isn't growing. It isn't. I'm not going to be fronting or anything. It isn't. It's growing and it's slow coming in now. But prior to this month, my channel was like completely just losing subscribers. I remember in the month of August, I lost 100. And can you imagine as someone that this is a big chunk of my income, losing 128 subscribers? It's a lot for especially when you're a small channel. Bigger channels, they don't miss those 128. But for me, it's big, right? So my YouTube videos are what bring people to me for private readings, but I make most of my money doing privates. I'm not gonna lie. If I didn't do private readings, I would not be able to keep this business going. So I can't rely on them YouTube checks because I don't have enough traffic. So, but anyways, I'm bringing that up because I wanted to let you know is because of all the energy, time, effort, hours, countless hours that I've invested into this business. I've toiled, sweat, blood, and tears. No blood, but some sweat, some, but a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of time and energy has been placed. And I've tried my best from day one to be coming from a place of authenticity, integrity. And it was a journey for me to break out of my shell. I do have a period where I did all videos, most of my videos, you could see me where I just don't have good lighting, and where my desk is, it's not really good angle and all that right now. So I'm trying to manifest a larger space where I can have my equipment positioned a certain way so that I can go live and you guys can see me or whatever. But I say all that to say this, I put a lot of time and effort in these 2 years that I've been in business. May 28th, 2018 is when I initiated my YouTube business. I posted my first video in May of 2018, and I'm still here going strong, but it is, like I said earlier, it is what it is. I'm not, I do get into those, I go and, sometimes I might get a little bit regretful or I get a little bit discouraged, but for the most part, I keep going because like I said, this is what I do for a living and I love what I do. Now, I've worked for a company where I was getting paid very well for 7 years. Well, I won't say very well because that wouldn't be true, but I was getting paid, pretty well, okay, enough to take care of myself. I've been on my own since 2006, you guys. I've been an independent single mother paying all my bills since 2006. Okay, we're in 2020. So I've been working my ass off, for a very long time. So your girl's just a little tired, that's all. But I do appreciate your support. And go back to the main point was, I've been communicating and really trying to get to know myself and try to understand why. And I realized that if I didn't go through all the things that I've been through, that I would not be on YouTube. I remember trying to start a YouTube channel when it was super easy to become YouTube famous back about maybe 10 years ago, maybe longer. And I was too afraid. I made videos and everything, makeup videos, and I was too afraid of being judged. I was too afraid that I wasn't going to be good enough, or I wasn't the right look, or people wouldn't like me. And I missed that opportunity. So now I'm here in hindsight, 2020. I never in my adult life would imagine that I would be sitting here doing this for a living. But this is the most fulfilled I've ever been in my whole life, doing this. This has brought me so much joy. This has brought me so much healing. This has connected me to people that I would probably never meet ever because I'm a homebody, to the point where it's like people would never hear from me or see me. I probably would never. I used to be so pale, you guys. I used to be super duper pale. My legs are still lighter than the rest of my body because I never go outside unless I'm just going to go in the yard and meditate, which I just started doing heavy for the last 2.5 years. But for the most part, this has pushed me out of the energy of stagnation, of being complacent, of living my life in autopilot, just getting up, doing the same old freaking routine every day, day in and day out. I pushed myself and told myself for many years. I told myself for many years, I don't want to work for somebody for the rest of my life. I don't want to be like my mom. My mom worked for, she was a maid, she was a housekeeper for most of her life here in America, and she died alone. I don't want that to happen to me, you guys. I don't want that to be my life. Dying alone with nobody there, no one to comfort you. So I told myself I don't want to be work for a company, and it took me about 3 to 4 years to finally gain enough courage to leave. And when I left, I quit. It was impulsive. I didn't have a plan. I just started picking up my cards. I had my Tarot Varisha for 2 years. An employee sold me those cards. She's into Santeria, and she sold them. She had a little crystal shop online. She sold me those cards. Never touched them. Never paid attention to them. I think the first time I got them, I looked at the book. But prior to me leaving my job, I started to dibble and dabble and start to research them and play with them and read for people just to see if I can do it. And when I lost my job, people were giving me good feedback, my friends, that I wasn't charging. And I just dived in. I literally just dived in because I was also getting these dreams where, they were teaching me how to read the tarot. I learned how to read tarot in my dreams, by the way. A lot of people don't know that, but if you've been with me, you probably know this. Every time I would go to sleep, I would have someone teach me every card or spreads, and a lot of it is me remembering. So I learned tarot it's just like a gift it's just like something that I already know how to do, and I just remembered. Not that I'm not saying that I didn't do research. I did. When I first started doing readings, I had a very strong intuition, but I was fearful. And so what I would do is I would pull cards, do my own reading, but then I would go back and cross check to make sure that what I picked up was matching with what the card meant. And then I have notebooks where I would write out everybody's reading. And that also helped me to keep the reading short because I would just give them so much information. That was draining too. So I did that for a couple of months, and that kind of strengthened me, the information of knowing what every card means for different types of readings, because repetitively I was looking at definitions day in and day out. But I already knew what the cards meant because I would already pull the meanings, but I didn't trust my intuition enough at the time because I was just starting. But when I would go cross-reference, it was exactly what I picked up intuitively. But being able to see repetitively these words over and over made it very easy for me to kind of be able to see scenarios, past life, all kind of stuff now. But initially, it's just an innate gift that I have. And and extended masters and ancient books were shown to me in my dreams. Spreads are shown to me. A lot of the spreads that I pull, they were never taught to me, never found them anywhere. I just know how to do them. I don't even know. Sometimes I'll have a spread. I'll start using a spread and I don't even know what the positions mean. But like, I don't give them a name. I'll just know what they are, but I wouldn't be like, okay, the challenge is like other than the Celtic cross. I just learned that the spread that I used to have, this one spread that I used to love. It's a 5-pointed card spread. I used to just refer it to a 5-card spread. And I just learned what the positions mean. I knew what they were, but I just learned that each of those positions had a label. But again, as a reader, you can create your own spread. You don't necessarily have to use somebody else's spread. Your intuition tells you. So anyways, with all that being said, you're gonna be rewarded at the end of your journey. It's not for nothing. Everything is for a reason. Everything is for a reason. And there is going to be a lot of clarity that will be gained as you continue to commune and talk to your soul. Trust me. Trust me. And I've been talking to myself for a very long time. I mean, even before I left my husband, talking about when I was little. I've been talking to myself for a very long time. Continue to connect Continue to shed layers of yourself. Continue to be comfortable with who you are. Embrace every aspect of yourself, even the parts of yourself you don't like. And if there's something you don't like, work on it. And I say this all the time, very candidly. If you feel like you're too fat, lose weight. I'm chubby. I'm a BBW. But you can't tell me nothing, baby. Rolls and all. I got my days. Don't get me wrong, because you want to fit in certain outfits, yeah. But at the end of the day, I'm learning to love me. I'm working on myself. I got my waist trainer on, barely can breathe. Taking my products, which works. Been really, really focusing on self-care and really just asking, what does magic want? What makes magic happy? What moves you? Make your life a living prayer. Be in devotion to self. Devote your time to you, to bettering you, becoming the best authentic version of you. So your true soul expression is just to be who the fuck you are and to love yourself, despite what everybody else has to say. Oh, that was a lot of talking. I hope you guys got something from that. Hopefully, our final message. Ooh, they're saying you're going to get some sort of epiphany and you're going to come out of any lack consciousness or doubts. Be careful how you manifest, where you manifest from. You're getting some major epiphany. Let me see what this is with this attraction Mars card. They want you to get motivated again. They want you to get motivated, get that drive back, that ambition back. Yeah, come out of this energy of feeling stuck. You're not stuck. You're not stuck. Yeah, Three of Pentacles. Get to work. Get to work. Also, there's somebody that feels trapped by an air sign. They're going to get a breakthrough. So if you're dealing with someone that's dealing with the air sign, if you're dealing with a fire sign or a Pisces that's in a third party, you could be this air sign. There's some sort of breakthrough or epiphany coming. Just wanted to let you know that came through. But this is about clarity, honest investigation, being clear about what you want, what you deserve, making a plan if you need to when it comes to the money, business, career. When it comes to a relationship, if it doesn't serve, if it's a lot of conflict, let it go. You don't have to be enslaved to your circumstance. You have the freedom to make decisions. You always have a fucking choice, my loves. Choose you every single time. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. Give me your feedback. I be telling you guys to leave me comments and you don't. Leave me your feedback so that I know what type of videos you guys want to see. Thank you for sharing with me. I appreciate you guys so much. I'm going to take a nap. I told you that tea it really makes me relax. If you need if you want to try my products, I can send you free samples at no charge to you. So you can email me if you want a free sample. Okay? Bye.